Good morning, dear children. I think all of you are fine. Okay. Let us continue the lesson motion along a straight line. Last class actually we have discussed about the graphical representation of motion, where we have studied the position time graph. Okay. And today's class we are going to discuss about the velocity time graph. Velocity time graph. Actually, velocity time graph shows the variation of velocity of a moving object with the time. Okay, what is velocity time graph? Actually, it shows the variation of velocity of a moving object with the time. That is the velocity time graph. For represent a velocity time graph, we are taking velocity along the y-axis because it is a dependent quantity. So, it is taken along the y-axis. And the time is taken along the x-axis, and the time is taken along the x-axis. Okay, for drawing the velocity time graph, we are taking velocity along the y-axis and the time that is taken along the x-axis. Like position time graph, this velocity time graph can be studied under different conditions. Okay, the velocity time graph can be studied under different conditions. The first is for uniform motion. Okay, suppose if an object is in uniform motion, how does the velocity time graph looks? That is the velocity time graph for an object in uniform motion. Actually, this one that represents this graph AB, actually that represents the velocity time graph for an object in uniform motion. You know what is uniform motion? What about the velocity of an object when it is in uniform motion? Can you say? The velocity remains constant. Okay, there is no change in velocity. For an object in uniform motion, the velocity remains constant. So we got a straight line which is parallel to the time axis. Okay. What is the nature of velocity time graph for an object in uniform motion? Actually, it is a straight line parallel to the time axis. Here, actually, the graph starting from here, as time passes, its velocity remains here only. There is no change in velocity. So, we got a straight line parallel to the time axis. Okay, here we are taking the area under the velocity time graph between the time intervals t1 and t2. Okay, we have to find the area under the velocity time graph AB in between the time intervals t1 and t2. Okay, for that we have to draw the perpendiculars AD and BC towards t1 and t2. So here the area under the velocity time graph between the time intervals t1 and t2, that is equal to actually the area of the rectangle ABCD. The area of the rectangle ABCD. Okay, so you know the area of the rectangle ABCD. Actually, it is AD into DC. Okay, area of the rectangle ABCD is equal to AD into DC. Then actually this much height AD, actually that represents the velocity V. Okay, AD is equal to the velocity V. That is into, what is DC here? What is DC? Actually, it is a time interval t2 minus t1. The length DC, that is equal to the time interval t2 minus t1. So, we can write which is equal to velocity into time. Velocity into time. You know what is velocity into time? Actually, it is equal to the displacement. Velocity into time, that is equal to the displacement. So, and here the area of the rectangle or the area under the velocity time graph, that is equal to the displacement. The area under the velocity time graph, actually that represents the displacement of the object. Okay, actually that is the significance of this velocity time graph. Using velocity time graph for an object in uniform motion, we can calculate what? We can calculate displacement. We can calculate displacement. Okay, and here the area under the velocity time graph between the time intervals t1 and t2, that is equal to the area of the rectangle ABCD, actually which is equal to AD into DC. Then substitute for AD and DC, we will get V into t2 minus t1, which is equal to velocity into time. That is equal to the displacement. Okay, so the area under the velocity time graph actually gives the displacement of the object. Area under the velocity time graph that represents the displacement of the object. Okay, that is about the velocity time graph for an object in uniform motion. Okay, and the second is for uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, the velocity time graph for an object which is in uniformly accelerated motion. Here the graph AB that actually represents the velocity time graph for uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, and here we can consider 2 points on the graph P and Q. Then from P we can draw perpendicular towards X and Y axis. So we got here on point that is taken as T1 and here it is V1. Corresponding to the point P, the velocity is represented as V1 and the time is represented as T1. Similarly, corresponding to Q, we can also draw perpendiculars towards the x-axis and the y-axis. Then corresponding to the point Q, the time interval is represented as T2 and the velocity, corresponding velocity is represented as V2. Okay. So here we got a triangle PQR. And next we are going to calculate the slope of this velocity time graph AB. Actually the slope of this velocity time graph that is equal to actually tan theta. Okay, the slope of this velocity time graph that is equal to tan theta. Here we can have a triangle here, right angle triangle PQR, and here the tan theta. The tan theta is equal to what? QR divided by PR. The tan theta is equal to QR divided by PR. Okay. And then here instead of QR we can write what is QR, this much height, actually it is equal to V2 minus V1. QR is equal to what? V2 minus V1, and PR actually it is equal to T2 minus T1. Okay, and here what is V2 minus V1? Actually it is the change in velocity. Here T2 minus T1 that is equal to the time. So we got change in velocity by time that is actually equal to, what is change in velocity by time? It is equal to the acceleration A. So we can say the slope of velocity time graph actually that represents the acceleration. Okay, the slope of velocity time graph actually that represents what? Acceleration. Here AB that actually represents the velocity time graph for uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, next we have to find the slope of velocity time graph AB. Actually, for that we draw perpendiculars from P and Q towards the x and y axis. Okay, so we got a triangle here PQR, and here the slope that is actually equal to the tan theta. So tan theta is equal to opposite side divided by adjacent side. So QR divided by PR, that is actually the tan theta. Then substitute for QR and PR. Actually here QR that represents V2 minus V1. So instead of QR we can write V2 minus V1. Then what is PR here? Actually it is T2 minus T1. Actually here V2 minus V1 that represents the change in velocity, and T2 minus T1 is the time. So we got change in velocity by time. All of you know what is change in velocity by time? Actually that is the acceleration. Change in velocity by time, that is actually the acceleration. So acceleration. Okay, have you got it? And here actually the slope of velocity time graph gives actually what? Acceleration. The slope of velocity time graph gives acceleration. The area under the velocity time graph is equal to what? Displacement. Okay, the area under the velocity time graph that is equal to the displacement, and the slope of velocity time graph that is equal to the acceleration. Okay, that is about the velocity time graph. That is about the velocity time graph. The next is equations of motion by graphical method. The next topic is equations of motion by graphical method. Okay, let's see what are the equations of motion. What do you mean by equations of motion? Suppose if an object moves along a straight line. Suppose if an object that moves along a straight line with an initial velocity u. Okay, if an object moves along a straight line with an initial velocity u, then after a time t, its velocity changes to v. Okay, the initial velocity of the object is u, then after a time t, its velocity changes to v. So the final velocity is v. Due to this change in velocity, the object gets accelerated. So the acceleration is represented as a, and the distance covered by the object is represented as s. Okay, the distance covered by the object is s. Then we can relate all those things, that is the initial velocity, final velocity, the time interval, then acceleration and the distance covered by the object by a set of three equations, and these are known as equations of motion. Okay, we can relate the initial velocity u, the final velocity v, and the time interval t, and the acceleration a, and the distance travelled s by a set of three equations, and these equations are known as equations of motion. Okay, then what are the three equations of motion actually? The first is v equal to u plus at. That is actually the velocity time relation. The velocity time relation is actually v equal to u plus at. And the next is the position time relation. What is the position time relation? S equal ut plus half at square. S equal ut plus half at square. That represents the position time relation. And the third relation is the position velocity relation. That is v square minus u square equal to 2as. v square minus u square equal to 2as. So we have the three important relations. The first is the velocity time relation, that is actually v equal to u plus at, and the second is the position time relation, that is s equal to ut plus half at square, and the third one is the position velocity relation, that is v square minus u square equal to 2as. Okay, these are the three equations of motion. V equal to u plus at, s equal to ut plus half at square, then v square minus u square equal to 2as. So here we are going to derive the equations of motion by using the velocity time graph for uniform accelerated motion, uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, we have the three equations of motion. Okay, and here we are going to derive the three equations of motion using the velocity time graph for uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, that is why here the equations of motion by graphical method. We have to derive the three equations of motion by using the velocity time graph for uniformly accelerated motion. Is it clear? And here AB, actually that represents the velocity time graph for uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, AB. And here from the graph actually we can write OA. OA, actually this is OA, this much distance is OA. OA is actually equal to this DE, which is taken as the initial velocity U. Okay, these things actually we have to write from the graph. Okay, that is OA, this much distance OA is equal to DE, that is equal to the initial velocity U. Okay, then OC, actually this one, OC is equal to actually BE, this much distance, which is equal to, which is taken as the final velocity V. Okay, OC, which is equal to BE, which is taken as the final velocity V. Again from the graph, OE, that is equal to AD, which is taken as time T, which is taken as the time T. Okay, OE is equal to, AD is equal to the time T. Okay, here OA, which is equal to DE, equal to the initial velocity U. Then OC, which is equal to BE, which is taken as the final velocity V. Then OE, which is equal to AD, which is the time T. Okay, first we are going to derive our first relation, that is the velocity time relation. Which is the velocity time relation? V equal to U plus AT. V equal to U plus AT. That is the velocity time relation. For that, we are considering the slope of this velocity time graph. The slope of this velocity time graph, actually that is equal to, acceleration. The slope of velocity time graph is equal to what? acceleration that we already learned. Okay, the slope of velocity time graph is equal to the acceleration. So we can write acceleration A is equal to slope of velocity time graph AB. Acceleration A is equal to slope of velocity time graph AB. So A can be written as, what is slope of velocity time graph? Actually it is equal to tan theta. Okay, it is equal to tan theta, and here the tan theta, that is equal to, tan theta is equal to BD divided by AD, opposite side by adjacent side. Okay, acceleration A is equal to, actually what, the slope of velocity time graph, which is equal to tan theta. So we can write A is equal to what? BD divided by AD. BD divided by AD. Okay, the next is this much distance BD. This BD can be written as the total length is actually BE. Okay, when we less DE from BE, we will get BD. Okay, so we can write BD as, how we can write BD? This total distance BE minus DE. Okay, so BD can be written as the total length is BE minus DE divided by AD. Then we can substitute the values. What is BE? What is BE? B is equal to B, the final velocity. Then what is DE? D is equal to the initial velocity U. Okay, so we got B minus U. Then what is AD here? AD is equal to the time t. So we got A equal to B minus U by t. A equal to B minus U by t. Then cross multiplying this, we will get B minus U equal to AT. From this we can write B equal to U plus AT. That is the first relation, B equal to U plus AT. Okay, and here the acceleration is equal to the slope of velocity time graph. Acceleration A is equal to the slope of velocity time graph, that is equal to actually tan theta, Okay, so we can write A equal to tan theta. Instead of tan theta we can write BD divided by AD. Okay, then BD can be written as B minus DE divided by AD. Then we can substitute the values. A equal to, instead of B it is B, then instead of D it is it is U, then AD can be written as T. So we got A equal to B minus U by T. Cross multiplying this we will get B minus U equal to AT. From this we can write B equal to U plus AT. So we got the velocity time relation as B equal to U plus AT. Next we are going to derive the position time relation, that is S equal to UT plus half AT square. S equal to UT plus half AT square. Okay. Actually in the previous derivation we know acceleration A is equal to, actually acceleration A is, that represents the slope. What is slope? BD divided by AD. Okay, so we can write acceleration A equal to BD divided by AD. Actually instead of AD we can write T. Okay, so in this BD equal to what? BD equal to AT. We can cross multiply. Okay, here A equal to actually BD by T we will get. From this what is BD? BD is equal to AT. Okay, actually BD is equal to AT. I think we already seen in the previous derivation. Okay, this much BD is equal to what? AT. Okay, actually here next the distance travelled. How we can calculate the distance travelled or the magnitude of displacement from the velocity time graph? That thing. Actually the area under the velocity time graph, that represents the distance travelled or magnitude of displacement. Actually the area under this velocity time graph AB, that actually represents the trapezium. Okay, so the distance travelled is actually equal to area of the trapezium OABE. Area of the trapezium OABE. Okay, the distance travelled is equal to area of the trapezium OABE. Okay, actually this trapezium includes a rectangle and a triangle. Actually the area of the trapezium, that includes a rectangle and a triangle. So the area can be written as area of the rectangle plus area of the triangle. Okay, area of the rectangle plus area of the triangle. Here OADE, that represents the rectangle. So its area is, area of rectangle. Actually it is OA into OE. Okay, area of the rectangle OA into OE plus then area of the triangle. Here ABD, that represents a right angled triangle. You know the area of the right angled triangle. Actually it is half BH, half base into height. That is the area of the right angled triangle. So we can write plus half into AD, that is the base. AD into what is height? BD. BD represents the height. So we can write half into AD into BD. Then we can substitute the values. Instead of OA, we can write OA is actually U. So U into, then instead of OE, we can write T. Then UT plus half into, what is AD actually? What is AD? T. So T into, then instead of BD, we can write AT. So we got S equal to UT plus half AT square. That is the second relation. S equal to UT plus half AT square. Okay, here the distance travelled by the object, that is given by the area of the trapezium OABE. The distance travelled by the object is given by the area of the trapezium OABE. Actually here this area, that includes a rectangle and a triangle. So its area is area of the rectangle plus area of the triangle. You know the area of the rectangle OA into OE plus area of the triangle. Actually it is a right angled triangle. So its relation is half into base is AD into height is BD. Then substitute for OA. OA is actually U. So we can write instead of OA U into OA is actually T. So we got UT plus half into, what is AD actually? AD is again T. So T into, what is BD actually? It is AT. So AT. So we got S equal to UT plus half AT square. That is the second relation. Position time relation is S equal to UT plus half AT square. Next we are going to derive the third relation, that is the position velocity relation. V square minus U square equal to 2AS. V square minus U square equal to 2AS. Here also we are considering the distance travelled by the object. Okay. The distance travelled by the object, that is equal to, the area under the velocity time graph. That is equal to the distance travelled. Here the area under the velocity time graph, that is equal to the trapezium OABE. Okay, in the previous derivation actually we splitted the trapezium as a rectangle and a triangle. Then we added both the areas of rectangle and a triangle. Okay, but here we, instead of splitting this as a rectangle and a triangle, we are considering it as a trapezium itself. So we have to find the area of the trapezium OABE. We have to find the area of the trapezium OABE, that is equal to the distance travelled. Okay, that is equal to the distance travelled. Then how to find the area of trapezium? How we can, the area of trapezium? I draw the trapezium separately here. Okay, actually it is OABE. That represents the trapezium. OABE. Actually that represents the trapezium. Actually the area of the trapezium is sum of opposite sides. What is the opposite sides here? OA and BE. So the sum of opposite sides means OA plus BE. Here OA plus BE divided by 2. Okay, the sum of opposite sides divided by 2. So OA plus BE divided by 2 into distance between the sides. Actually this is these two sides here. This is the distance between the sides, that is OE. That represents the distance between the sides. Okay, so area of the trapezium is sum of opposite sides by 2. Sum of opposite sides divided by 2. Here the opposite sides are OA and BE. So we can write OA plus BE by 2 into the distance between the sides. That is actually OE. Okay, that is the distance between the sides. Then we can substitute half into, what is OA? What is OA? U plus what is BE? B is equal to V. So we got half U plus V into, what is OE? OE, T. Actually, OE is T. Okay. Next, we have to substitute for T. For that, we are considering our first relation. V equal to U plus AT. That is our first relation. From this, we can write V minus U. What is V minus U? That is equal to AT. V minus U equal to AT. From this, T can be written as A comes down. That is V minus U by A. So, we got the equation for T as V minus U by A. Okay, V minus U by A. You know the relation V equal to U plus AT. From this, V minus U can be written as AT. And again, T is equal to V minus U by A. Then substitute for T here. V minus U by A. Okay. Then actually this is in this U plus V can be written as V plus U. Okay. Both are correct. Actually this is in the form of A plus B into A minus B. B plus U into V minus U. You know what is A plus B into A minus B? Which is A square minus B square. And here V plus U into V minus U can be written as B square minus U square. Into 2 into A, actually it is 2A. So we got S equal to V square minus U square by 2A. This can be rearranged as V square minus U square equal to 2AS. V square minus U square equal to 2AS. Actually this is the third equation of motion, that is the position velocity relation. V square minus U square equal to 2AS. Okay, and here the distance travelled by the object, that is equal to the area of the trapezium OA BE. The distance travelled by the object S is equal to area of the trapezium OA BE. Okay, the area under the velocity time graph, that represents actually the distance travelled. So the distance travelled S is equal to the area of the trapezium OABE. Then how we can calculate the area of the trapezium? Actually it is the sum of opposite sides, that is OA plus BE divided by 2 into distance between the sides is OE, that is OE. Then we can substitute for OA and the BE. OA is actually U, B is actually V, into OE is T. Then instead of T we can write V minus U by A. Okay, so it is half U plus V into V minus U by A. Actually this is in the form of A square minus B square. So we can write it as B square minus U square divided by 2A. And this can be rearranged as B square minus U square equal to 2AS. Okay, B square minus U square equal to 2AS. That is the third equation of motion. That is the position velocity relation. B square minus U square equal to 2AS. So using velocity time graph, actually we derived 3 equations of motion. That is V equal to U plus AT, then S equal to UT plus half AT square, and V square minus U square equal to 2AS. These are the 3 equations of motion. Okay, that is about the equations of motion by graphical method. Okay, and today's class actually first we learned about the velocity time graph for uniform motion. What is the nature of velocity time graph for uniform motion? Actually it is a straight line parallel to the time axis. It is a straight line parallel to the time axis. Okay, and which physical quantity can be calculated by using the velocity time graph? Actually that is the distance travelled or the magnitude of displacement. Okay, the area under the velocity time graph, that is equal to the distance travelled. Okay, the next we learn the velocity time graph for uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, then what is its nature? Actually it is the straight line inclined to the time axis. Okay, it is a straight line inclined to the time axis. Okay, then the slope of velocity time graph actually represents the acceleration. Okay, the slope of velocity time graph represents what? Acceleration. The slope of velocity time graph gives actually the acceleration. Okay, the next we studied about the equations of motion. This is very important. Okay, study well. What are the 3 equations of motion? The first is the velocity time relation, V equal to U plus AT. The second is the position time relation, S equal to UT plus half AT square. And third is the velocity position relation, V square minus U square equal to 2AS. Also using velocity time graph we derived the 3 equations. Okay, study well children. That is the end of today's class. Thank you children.